Hey dudes and dudettes, Mr. Theorist here, and welcome back to another theory video. If you watched my vlog video that I uploaded on Tuesday, I apologise for this lack of uploads last month. It's been hectic last month, really hectic. But hopefully I'm back now. I'm hoping this isn't going to be like I've uploaded and then I've got to wait ages to upload again. Never mind. Before I begin this theory, I want to let you know that the idea for this theory is actually given to me by one of my subscribers by the name of Billy Hayward. He said to me, what do you think to the idea of Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter being in the same universe? Because he's seen some of my other videos, the Teen Fiction one, where I talk about how they could be the same universe, and thought, give this a go. So I asked his idea, and he said, well, the way the One Ring works is kind of like a Horcrux. And after he explained, he was like, yeah, there's could be some plausibility to this. So let's get on with it. So I say, there's the Horcrux thing that really kind of gives the idea for how these two universes are the same. I'll explain that, and then I'll explain how one became the other. So, the One Ring being a Horcrux. Like, yeah, there's been memes that are done about it. But if you look at it, it's quite plausible. You look at what the One Ring does to people. Anyone that holds it or is near it kind of like becomes very paranoid and very angry towards anyone around them. And they also like to keep hold of the One Ring for themselves. Flash forward to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, that's kind of how the locket is Ron gets very paranoid and angry and very un-Ron-like. And he wants to keep hold of it, and Harry's the one who wants to keep hold of it. So there's that. Also, what does a Horcrux do? A Horcrux holds a part of their essence, or soul as it is in Harry Potter, where if the person dies, they can still exist. You look at the One Ring, and even though it's not specifically said that the essence is inside the ring, just that Sauron's eye kind of looks out for it, when they destroy Sauron's the One Ring, his eye disappears and he dies. Now if you look at it the other way in the Harry Potter world, if there was only the one Horcrux, not Harry but say just the locket, and they destroyed that, I think that Voldemort would have instantly died. None of this resurrection and Goblet of Fire. So yeah, there's a definite connection that the One Ring could be a Horcrux. So how did one world become the other? They're so vastly different. The only connection is they're both magic based. Well, I think that if you're going to really look at this, you're going to have to look at it as Harry Potter came first, Lord of the Rings came second. Why? If Lord of the Rings is medieval and Harry Potter is modern day? Well, because Lord of the Rings, the landscape was vastly different, and there's just so much about it that doesn't quite... You couldn't imagine some of that in a world of Harry Potter. And plus, to be honest, I think it's kind of cool to look at it as a reversal type of thing. So enough of that, let's go on with it. So, imagine that just after the Great War with Voldemort, and the only thing we got in the movies, because remember my theory is they only work off the movies or a TV universe, is that everyone's, those that survive are all happy and jolly, like, yay, we won, yay. But look at some of the ones that their people didn't do so well, like the house elves, for example. In the movie, they see oh, Dobby, he died, and everyone's really sad and everything. But look at it from the house elves' point of view. They are made to be slaves for the pure-blooded wizards, and then one of them finally decides, I'll help my master in my own free will, after I've been freed, and he still dies. Now, yeah, you can be like, oh, poor Dobby, but these house elves, one of them just died saving the ones that enslaved them. So, they've had enough. They're deciding, no, none of this. Let's find a way to make ourselves more like them so they can respect us. Now, if we look in the world of Harry Potter, there's two ways they can do this. There are spells that make humans and animals. Now, if you think about it, just because those spells exist, surely there'll be a way that the spell could almost be reversed, where an elf mystical creature could become more human. Or there's polyjuice potions that make you from one person to physically look like another. Now the elves, they're really old and they have a very natural connection to magic, so it's not a lot to think that they can manipulate one or both of these magical styles to create a potion or a spell that gives them the appearance of being humanoids. Now, it does not completely work because they still kind of look like elves with the big ears, and they seem to have their extended lifespan still. And this is how we get the elves in the world of Lord of the Rings. They're very majestic, beautiful looking elves compared to the house elves that were in Harry Potter. Now, the goblins. The goblins had enough as well. Wizards don't respect them. They work their bank system. The wizards don't respect them though, so they want to do what the elves have done. Now they're lazy. They don't want to do this themselves, so they decide to use the same technique that the house elves have used. But this is only designed to work on house elves. So instead of making them really awesome, built like a brick house type of humanoid, they fortunately kind of don't grow to a human size and gain a lot of facial hair, and they stay kind of angry. And these are the dwarfs we find in the world of Lord of the Rings. Now, what about the rest? Well, wizards in the world of Harry Potter, there's loads of wizards, but in Lord of the Rings there isn't many. Now we'll get to that. So, with the house elves becoming more humanoid-like and goblins doing the same, pureblood wizards, they don't like this. How dare these creatures try to become more like us? So, even though they haven't learnt from the era of Voldemort's war, they decide, no, we're going to kill them. If they're not going to stay as they are and do what we want, we might as well kill them. Now we know pure-blooded wizards are like this. Look at Malfoy's family, for example. So, this erupts into a war between the ones that believe mystical creatures should stay as they are, and the mystical creatures that just want to be accepted by wizards. And this clash between these three species, this erupts and begins to spill out into the Muggle realm. Now, poor Muggles, they can't use magic. How are they meant to defend themselves against such things? All they've got is conventional weapons and bombs. Now, it's not a long stretch to think that eventually humans would decide, screw it, we'll use bombs. If they've got magic, then we'll use the best thing we've got. And we know the Muggles are willing to try and use conventional weapons against wizards, because look at the latest film, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Humans will do it. Now imagine this. Magic spilling out everywhere, destroying landscapes, on top of the Muggles using bombs. This begins to decimate the entire planet. It begins to be unrecognisable. And through this, the pureblood wizards begin to de-evolve. They begin to shrink and grow hair, and some of their limbs grow out of proportion. Now, they begin to lose their connection to magic. They can't cast their spells anymore, but they seem to have an extended lifespan. And this is how we get the hobbits. Now, after all this, and the whole world has been decimated, some of them finally decide, no, we cannot continue this. We must accept what we are now and try to rebuild from it. Now the elves decide we're going to become one with nature. Learn how to live off the land. So they escape to the woods. Dwarfs, coming from goblins, they're obsessed with treasure, and they know that The mountains hold it. So they escape over to them. Now the humans, they've decided that we need to ban magic. We cannot allow something like this to ever happen again. So they completely ban magic, and they can't allow bombs to ever be built or guns. It destroys too much. We'll go back to our roots. We'll live like our ancestors did, in a medieval style. And this is why in Lord of the Rings they've gone back to wearing armour and using swords and living in castles. Because they don't want to go back to modern day, where there's such devastating weaponry. And the purebloods that have de-evolved into these beings, these hobbits, they escape from mankind. They hide away in their own little shires. Or what about Gandalf and the other Council of Witches and Wizards? Well, there would be some that, yes, even though humans have accepted that magic shouldn't exist, they should still hold on to it. They have a direct line to magic. They should at least preserve it. And this is why there are only a small number of wizards in the world of Lord of the Rings. Mystical creatures as well. Look at dragons. You look in the films. As far as we know, there is only a few dragons that now exist in the world of Lord of the Rings, compared to the world of Harry Potter, where there were so many. And that, guys, is how the world of Harry Potter became the world of Lord of the Rings. Now, I hope you have enjoyed this theory, and Billy, I hope this is done justice to what ideas you had in your head. If you guys would, hit that like button. Please, it will give me a good idea on whether you like this video or not. Also, leave a comment, tell me what you guys think. And as always, guys, if you would, keep an eye on my Facebook and my Twitter page. And subscribe. And yeah, until next video, guys, I will see you later. Bye!